Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. On today we have Omer Mannan, who made top 16 at a recent UK regional playing Pendulum, Endymion, FTK. Yeah, so this is the not gonna let your opponent even have a standby phase version of the deck. It does have some varied backup options here in order to deal with, perhaps you don't actually resolve the full combo. You can just rely on the fact that there are floodgates in the game that are very, very accessible for this deck. So just a quick look at the list. You can see it does feature Sloth, it does feature Destrudo, it's got triple of the Mighty Master. He's actually playing a reasonable Endymion lineup with double Magister, he's playing the Basilisk, the Garuda, triple Jackal King in here. Also the One Reflection, we've seen this taking up in popularity recently. He's actually playing the Spellbook engine as well. You do want to resolve as many spells as possible in order to get your spell counters onto your Tempest Magician. So for the extra deck, one Shooting Riser and one Tempest. Of course, this is how you enable all of your combos. In order to do the push through and do the extra damage, sometimes your Tempest Magician alone isn't enough, but because this deck can spam multiple monsters onto the field, you can resolve your Aghav Dragon, which will be able to inflict some damage to your opponent based on the number of dragons in your graveyard. So Shooting Riser allows you to put at least 2 into the grave from there. I guess other standouts from the extra deck, there's not an awful lot. He's playing both Boros Sword and Bot Load. There's the Romulus in here, of course, for extending your combos, and for whatever reason, if your first turn board can't get you to the full FTK, you can just drop down an IP Masquerena and then a few other bits of protection, perhaps your Dweller or something, and then roll on from there. For the side deck, triple Lancia, very popular choice at the moment. And then tons of back row hate here, so triple Denko, triple Cyclone, and triple Reboot. And then to beat the Pendulum mirror matches and some of the other stronger decks that put out decent boards, there is a triple Dark Ruler No More in the extra deck. Not too much else to say from the main deck standpoint. I think it's all fairly standard. If you're looking for full combos for this deck, there's actually a video that's been put out by the Disciples, so check out their YouTube channel. I believe the combo was uploaded by Moffat, so he's got the full set of information there. Okay, so for going first, Omer wasn't making any changes to the deck, but if he's really scared of the opponent's side or the hand traps, then he will put in the Lanciers. And in terms of siding for going second, against all the back row decks, obviously Cosmic Stenkos and Red Reboots all come in. That does mean removing quite a lot, so the Sloth comes out, 2 Secrets come out, 1 Spellbook of Knowledge, and the 1 Prophecy come out, as well as a Citadel and a Terraforming. For the mirror match, you just put in the Dark Rule No More, so there's no hand trap to be able to deal with them in this current build. And then you take out a Citadel, a Terraforming, and a Dragon Shrine, which is pretty reasonable. You're more likely to be able to get to your combo pieces anyway, so you can afford to take out that Dragon Shrine there. And then for Orcust or Thunder decks, when going second, you've got the Lanciers, of course, you've got the Dark Rule No More, and then specifically for Orcust, you can side in your Cosmics. Now, there are also some Thunder Dragon players out there who are siding in things like Rivalry of Warlords, so if it's not a combo version of the Thunder deck, then perhaps the Cosmic Cyclones can come in that one as well. In terms of side outs, you have a lot of stuff you can take out here. So things like the Citadel, 1 Citadel, 1 Terraforming, 1 Dragon Shrine, all of the Spellbook Engine, 1 Master Cerberus, and 1 Sloth are all options that can come out. I imagine you want to keep the Master Cerberus in as priority out of those ones, and the Dragon Shrine for being able to get your combos off. Otherwise, perhaps their board isn't so strong and you just need to be able to push through it there. It was a 7-round event. So first off, he went up against Crusadia Dragon Link, and went 2-1 here. No major comments on that one. Round 2 against Draco, a loss 1-2 here. He says he messed up the FTK by placing the monster in the wrong zone in game 1. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem when the Master Rule update happens. We'll just have to see. And then in game 2, the opponent didn't read IP or Avramax properly, so ended up losing 6,000 due to the honest effect of Avramax. And then they got down to 500 life points. They outed the Avramax, and Omer just top decked a Destrudo with the Darkworm engrave and Magister of Endymion in hand, so ended up summoning Tempest Magician and burned the opponent for exactly game there. And then in game 3, the opponent sets 5 with Ignista and passes okay. So Omer's like, alright, summon Denko, but unfortunately his hand is very subpar. He's not able to out the entire board, and he does manage to summon a Jackal King to ram into the Ignister, but and then attack with Denko, but he just passed, and the only cards that the opponent needed to win was either a Diagram or a Draco monster, and he drew Diagram. So Omer wasn't able to play through that after that point. Round 3 against Striker Orcust, a 2-0 here. The opponent breaks in both games, hard F there. Round 4 against Draco, a 2-1 here. So Omer set up a board of many negates and ended up red rebooting the opponent's Imperial Order, and then OTK'd with Boral Sword. Very, very simple. Round 5 against Heroes, a 2-1. He said the deck gave him a real run for his non-existent money, ending on Plasma and the Dystopic Guy, which is basically a Trident, and it's pretty scary. So they went into game 3 in the end, where Omer bricked really hard, ended on Citadel with 3 counters Basilisk in Scale, a Garuda in hand, and a blue boy on the field. Since his knowledge got ashed, that's always a bit rough. It's quite an interesting one, because you there's no cost for knowledge, but sometimes it's more awkward to have that one monster on board, as it is something easily attacked over. So the opponent had 2 Nibiru's in hand, and managed to summon out a Solid Soldier into Shadow Mist, Search, Mask Change into Anki. There was then a Garuda on the Anki summon to bounce it back to hand, removing the 3 counters, which stopped the opponent's line of plays, and then Omer managed to top deck a Servant and was able to power through the Nibiru that the opponent had, so that's pretty interesting. Round 6 against Striker Orcust, one of the most powerful decks in the game, but a 2-1 easy victory here for Omer. Getting lucky in game 3 though, due to the opponent siding out the Nibiru when Omer was going first, because the opponent knew that he would get the Jackal out easily. However, this time around he couldn't actually get to a Jackal at all, and got pretty lucky setting up a big board without the opponent being able to stop it. And also Omer had kept the Lancers in, which obviously helped stop the opponent from playing in game 3, even if he had gone first. The final round, round 7 against going second Sky Striker, a 1-2 loss here. Omer had everything he needed for the FTK in game 1. The opponent didn't open a single hand trap, and near the end of the combo, Omer forgot how to play due to having 3 hours sleep. He says, shout out to James Woodward for this super fun game. So that's the 7 rounds over. Let's just wrap this up with the general comments then. So he said it was a very good event, it ran pretty well and finished in good time. He decided to play this deck because due to having 3 hours of sleep and never really trying to play the FTK before, he thought it would be really helpful to just not think and try and win regardless. Clearly that wasn't the case when he forgot how to think and forgot how to play, and only knew the FTK by watching the video that Alex Moffat posted on the Disciples YouTube channel just once or something. So he probably should have watched it more than that, because it really showed. A bit unfortunate there. Hardest and easiest matchups, he said, without sounding too cocky, none of the matchups that he actually faced were particularly hard. He just thinks he played really, really badly, and he won all of his die rolls when he needed to. Compared to the standard builds, he says he played a lot of draw cards, so he ended up drawing almost half of his deck most of the time. So you do pretty much the same thing every single game, and you play through multiple hand traps regardless. He says if only he was good at the game, he might have actually topped the event, made top 8, but unfortunately he did not do that this time around. Any changes? He'd probably put the Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser into the deck, and then the most influential sets were the ones that released Servant and Aphromex with IP into this deck. In terms of upcoming sets, he says just give him the Super Heavy Samurai OCG imports, he really needs them. For goodness sake, we got the Scrap Link before his Link Cry Face. Very sad for Omer there, he needs his Super Heavy Samurais. In terms of shoutouts, they go to that guy who lent him a shed load of cards, even though he didn't know him, he was the real OG. Also shoutouts to Team Imperial Order and Healthias Ribeiro. Shout out to Alex Moffat for doing the combo video as well, and further comments, he says that Ultimate Frisbee is the real sport. So thanks for coming on, Omer. What do you guys think about this Pendulum Endymion FTK deck? Is this the kind of build that you would like to play in the future? Obviously, you know, Master Rule Update can surely only help this deck, as you get to place your Tempest Magician in any zone that you like. Plus, your rank 4s get to do even more. So what do you guys think? Is this the future of the Pendulum and Endymion archetype, or is there an alternate way? Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to grab this list from the description. You can click on it and get playing with it straight away on Dueling Book. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.